I got you. I'm just gotta say, what are the apes' goal? I mean, let's start from the beginning. How did the so-called apes, or these people that call themselves apes, got into this mess they got themselves into AMC Holdings, right? Let's take it from the beginning, how they all started, right? The history, should we call it. It was from a group called Reddit and a particular stock called GameStop that's been shorted by the hedge funds, but now they call it hedgies. So it's considered hedge funds was shorting a GameStop. So a group of individuals got together and they started thinking and putting their resources together and say, okay, they shorting the stock and it's low enough that we could put money into it and possibility that we could bring the stock up and make money. And guess what? That's what happened. The Reddit individuals that got all together and collaborated with each other successfully brought GameStop price up and they made money, and the hedgies lost a lot of money because they couldn't get out. The stock was already climbing up and the hedgies were losing money. So the Reddit individuals made history in the stock market exchange because they made money and it was a change of wealth to them. So now another group called the Apes. Now this group is something else. They're nothing like the Reddit individuals. I don't know if they lack intelligence, information, common sense, or they don't have the same resources for getting the information that the Reddit individuals had, that they made money off of GameStop. So these particular individuals called the Apes try to make history happen twice. But like I said, history doesn't repeat itself twice like that. It's rare that history can repeat itself because people gonna get prepared to stop history from reoccurring and cause catastrophic hardship and chaos to people, bankruptcy, depression, annoying, anxiety, causes a lot of things when you lose money, right? So these particular apes try to do the same thing to a company called AMC Holdings, right? It's a theater company, which people at this time of day do not usually go to movie theaters, right? Back in the 70s and 80s, yes, you used to go to movie theaters. There were lines from blocks to block, people waiting. It was so packed that you couldn't go to them. But this time of age, in the 21st century, nobody's interested in going to the movies and enclose yourself with so many sickness and things like that. You don't know what person is next to you and what he has and things like that. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is that the AMC apes that into this stock have lost basically all their money. They have put their investments, their pensions, money they work for week after week into the stock, and they lost it all because the stock crashed after it went to the green. These people were so greedy that they have lost everything, and they're trying to blame it on the market now and other people. Well, we're going to come to the leaders, right? There were 5 leaders, individuals, and I'm not going to mention their names because those names are already out there, but I'm going to mention where they came from. They consider the Kansas City 5. So these Kansas City 5 individuals were the top 5 apes. I guess they were the gorilla apes. The big ones that had all the knowledge, they had all the information, and they was passing it down to the other simp apes, the beta apes, and things like that. So these 5 made money out of these beta apes and these simp apes, right? And this is not a new video. I made videos of that a long time ago, but I'm just gonna refresh everybody how it all started. So the Kansas City Five, well, the top influencers, a couple of them got sued, but a lot of them got away with a lot of money, and told their fellow apes to hold on what they was cashing out behind them. So if you new to this, you wouldn't know, but you got to do your research and go back and figure it out what's going on. So the apes got robbed by their own fellow apes, but instead of blaming their own fellow apes, they're blaming the stock market that has been manipulating them, cheated them out of wealth, when they, by their own admission, hold on to a stock that they should have known that the stock was no good. I was into it because I thought and thinking that it was good because a lot of people was into the stock. So I figured there's money to be made because, right, if you got a movement and people are chipping into the movement or, agreeing to the movement, let's do this. So I figure I make money too. But as time went by, these apes were delusional. Like I always say, delusional, dead brain, diarrhea speaking individuals that just speak out of the mouth without knowing what's coming out of it. So this is what happens to them, that they lost all their money. Now they want to blame people that have nothing to do with it because they caused this on their own admission. They bought a stock, they hold on to the stock. When they had the opportunity to cash out and make this money, they was telling them, oh, I got a word for them, it's called water stock, right? They were water stocking this stock, telling them lies that their stock was worth 500 per share or 1,000 per share. So people thought that the stock was undervalued, that the real value wasn't there. So these five Kansas City Five individual apes were telling the other simp apes, beta apes, and everybody out there that was retailer jumping into this AMC stock that their shares were worth more than it actually is. And they believed that. And when the time came, the stock was not worth nothing. Even the company itself knew that their stock was not worth anything. And they were advised, but no, thinking that there was going to be a life-changing wealth, that they was going to get rich, they hold on to the stock and they lost all their money. And now they try to petition companies and hedge funds that they've been wrongly cheated out of their investment, because the companies have already reverse stock split, diluted the stock, sold shares supposedly behind their backs, and that's what caused them to get agitated and make videos blaming the market and agencies that regulate the stock market. But to no success, the apes have gotten a settlement of their losses. With that, people, I'm going to let you go because this is not about making a big video history. We was going to let you know who were the five Kansas City Five that robbed the fellow apes. But the apes are so confused, they're not going after the first individuals that got them to what they at now, losing all their money. With that, I'll let you go, apes, and you think about that.